Greetings and welcome back to our international viewers. It is time once again for our daily English Flash News edition. I'm Daniel Cook, your host, weekdays at 6 p.m. A 26-year-old man was injured today in Tirana after being shot in one of the most frequented areas in the city. A young man named Jawahir Shabani was seriously injured after being shot by two people with whom he had reportedly had a verbal conflict somewhat earlier. The event was reported at around 2:40 in the afternoon outside of a bar on Hoja Tashin Road. Two people on a motorbike opened fire on Shabani in his vehicle and then immediately fled the scene. The injured man was rushed to the trauma hospital and the police are in pursuit of the gunman. It has been learned that the police managed to get a sighting of the license plate on the bike, and they have also taken the cameras from the bar nearby, which may contain video footage of the crime. The contract between the British company Crown Agents and the Albanian Customs Department has often been the object of accusations by the opposition. Yesterday, the Democratic chairman Lulzim Basha urged the government to terminate the contract because, according to him, $150 million are missing from the state budget. Today, the British embassy has reacted strongly against the Albanian politicians who have made accusations against the company. The embassy states that the politicians must either prove their accusations for corrupt practices or withdraw them. They gave the reminder that corruption in business is classified as a criminal offense and is investigated by the British police, including British companies that work outside of the United Kingdom. The embassy made the following statement for the media this afternoon. In recent days, several Albanian politicians and commentators have articulated heavy charges against the British company Crown Agents for corrupted practices. The British government addresses issues of corruption very seriously. Corruption in business, including British companies working outside of the United Kingdom, is classified as a crime under the UK Bribery Act. Any evidence of corruption committed by the British company must be brought to the attention of the British police, either directly or through the embassy. The embassy highlighted that the Crown Agents Company is a respected British company that was formerly a British government agency, and many of its staff are former government officials. They stated that one of the ministers in the current government is part of the management board of Crown Agents. The statement went on. Certain Albanian politicians have repeatedly issued accusations since September of 2013, alleging corruption on the part of Crown Agents. Throughout this time, they have never supported their allegations with facts. In these circumstances, the right thing for them to do is either prove their charges or withdraw them. At the end of their statement, the British embassy said that these charges are clearly not reliable and they should not be taken seriously by the Parliament or the public. Considering the amount of Albanian asylum seekers in these past months, the Ministry of Internal Affairs and the country of Germany have intensified their efforts against illegal immigration. The Vice Minister and the German ambassador inspected the Kakavia border point today, where the Albanian and German border police are cooperating to check the Albanians who are traveling abroad. The German ambassador reminded the public once again that any who seek asylum in Germany will be sent home. He said, "The economic immigration toward Germany is becoming problematic. There were about 22,000 asylum seekers from Albania only during the first 6 months of this year. There were 6,000 asylum requests in June alone. We must cooperate closely to stop this phenomenon. Camps have been built in Germany to shelter the asylum seekers, and we aim to accelerate the verification procedures and to send them back again within 4 weeks. It is clear that these citizens have no chance of obtaining asylum. They will be turned back to their own country. I hope this information is conveyed even to the most remote villages. It is a good thing we are working together to consolidate our common efforts against illegal immigration," said the German ambassador. The Vice Interior Minister praised the cooperation with Germany and appealed to the citizens not to seek asylum in the EU countries, especially in Germany, because it will not be granted. For several days now, there has been no drinking water in several of the most populated neighborhoods in Tirana. The situation is problematic, especially during this current heat wave, and the citizens have no choice but but to purchase bottled drinking water, an added expense that some of them can ill afford. The PR advisor of the city water supply, Ilir Hoxha, has acknowledged the problem and announced that it is happening because of the drought. He asked the citizens to be sure not to misuse the water supply. Mr. Hoxha said that the city water supply is working on delivering water to the most problematic areas. Water is not the only problem for the Tirana citizens, however. There have been blackouts and electricity shortages in several neighborhoods as well, most notably in Uzberisht, where there has been no power for 12 hours. The energy operator told Ora News that the lack of energy in Uzberisht was because of a damaged electrical line, thanks to a company that is working on the streets. They blame the lack of energy in the other areas of the capital on electrical defects. The new bill on tourism was the subject of debate today in the Commission of Productive Activity, which was held behind closed doors. The law was approved by the Commission on Tuesday, but the parties are arguing over the procedures that have been followed, which brought about today's meeting. The Democratic MP Gens Ruli expressed his concern about the new law and said that the majority wants to pass it in a hurry for unknown reasons. Mr. Ruli declared that the law is poorly written and that the opposition will vote against it. Furthermore, he complained that he was not notified about today's meeting and that he was hastily called at the last minute. The head of the commission, Edward Schalzi, denied this, saying that the meeting was announced yesterday after the Conference of Chairmen. He added that the opposition has not brought a single amendment to the law. The Socialist MP Artan Gaci said that the reform cannot be held hostage, waiting for the input of the opposition. He urged the opposition to vote for the law and then to make amendments to it in September. The new law will establish regional committees for the development of tourism with the help of a foreign company. The Tirana prosecution has closed the investigation against the former governor of the Bank of Albania, Ardian Fullani, who has been under investigation for about a year after the scandalous theft of 713 million lek from the Bank of Albania. A number of other shady activities by Fullani have been discovered during the course of the investigation. One involves the purchase of the Daiti Hotel and the renting of some of its rooms to businesses for excessive amounts of money. The prosecutors say that they have obtained evidence and documents that support the accusations of theft and dereliction of duty by the former governor. He will be called before the court on Monday to be familiarized with the accusations against him. The testimonies of the BOA Supervisory Council, who authorized the actions of the governor, will be included in the investigation file. It has been learned that they have since testified against Fullani, who has denied all accusations against him. That's the end of our news edition for today, ladies and gentlemen. Please join us again at the same time tomorrow for more translated news in English. Thanks, and have a great evening.